Okay, this is the second example in which I want us to look at. You see what? A man observed a tree from what height 10 meters above the ground. He observed that the angle of elevation of the top of the tree is 40 degrees, while the angle of depression of the foot of the tree is 20 degrees. So what? Calculate A, the height of the tree, B, the distance between the man and the tree. Okay, so first of all now, you see what? The man observed a tree from the height 10 meters above the ground. 10 meters above the ground. So for example now, let's have what? If we're having what? If we're having this point, let's say this is what? The man's eye as in like what? The side. Let's say the side. Now you see what? A man observed a tree 10 meters above what? The ground. So the 10 meters above the ground, and if this is where he's standing, this is what? This is the horizontal line that has to do with what? His side here. This is the horizontal line. And if this is the horizontal line now, they say what? 10 meters above the ground. So now, that means what? If we are having this, and then we are now what? Okay, let's make this more longer. And then what? If this is what? 10 meters. That is what? Above the ground. That means what? This is our ground level now. So now this is the ground level. And then what? This is the same as if this is 10 meters, then this is also what? 10 meters. You see what? It is 10 meters above the ground. Say he observed that the angle of elevation of the top of the tree. That means what? Okay, now, you know, since he's here and he's observing, that means what? Our tree is what? Let's take it what? This is the tree. Let's assume that this line is a tree now. This is where what? This is where it stops. So this is where the what? The observer is. So now this is the angle of elevation. So that means what? If he observe now, this is what we having something like this, and then what? It creates an angle here in which you see the angle is what? The angle is 40 degrees. And if the angle is 40 degrees now, you see what? While the angle of depression or depression of the foot of the tree is what? 20. Now, that means what? From the explanation, the introduction we have done, if you look up, it is angle of what? Elevation. And if you look down, it is angle of what? Depression. So now, if it's depression, then we should be having what? Something like this. And then this is what? This is 20 degrees. Our angle of elevation here is what? 40 degrees. And then our angle of depression here is what? 20 degrees. So now we can decide to what? Name this. We can decide to, okay, now can we now let this be what? T. And then what? Let this be, let's have this as what? A. Since we are done explaining, maybe we'll just cancel this, because since we are done sketching, it won't really be needed. Let's say that this is A. Then this is what? C. And then what? You can decide to, okay, let's name this place as B. And then what? Now, if this is what? 10 meters, this is 10 meters. Now, for us to solve this question, the first thing we need to do is what? You know that what? We can't what? Find the value. Okay, they say we should find what? The height. From this point to this point is 10 meters already. So our attention is centered from what? This point to this point, which we don't know. So we can what? Possibly, okay, let's just put the line here, indicating where we're asked to solve. So we can say what? Okay, let it be X and unknown. Because what? That's where we're being asked to solve. But then we can't solve this because what? We don't have the value here, and we don't have the value here, and then we don't have the value here. So the first thing we're going to do is what? Since we already have what? 10 meters here, that means what? We can easily what? Find the horizontal line here, and after getting this value, then we can easily what? Find the value of X. So from here now, this is what? This is going to give us what? A right angle. And then this is what? The same thing, we can also produce a right angle here, an angle being turned upside down. So from here now, for us to find this is our reference angle. That means what? This is automatically our opposite This is hypotenuse because what is the side opposite what the right angle, and then this is the adjacent. So for us to find this line now, we have this, which is also we are going to have opposite all over adjacent. So we are going to have what? This is adjacent, which is equal to what? Tan, because it's what? Tan that we're going to have for opposite all over adjacent. So in this case now it is what? Tan 20 degree. But then maybe as of now, maybe we'll put theta first because we have not substituted the values here. So now, substituting the value now, what is our opposite? Our opposite is what? 10 meter. So we now have what? 10 meter all over. What is going to be our adjacent? Our adjacent we don't know. So we can what? Represent it with what? AC. So we can say this is AC, which is equal to what? Tan 20 degree. So from here, we can easily see what? All over 1, then we'll now cross multiply. And then cross multiply in this case now, and say, okay, this goes with this. So we can say what? AC times tan 20 degree is equal to, we have what? 10 meter. Look at multiply times 1 is still what? 10 meter. So this is what we are having. And then from here now, this is what we are finding the adjacent, which is what? AC. So from here we can easily see what? Divide by tan 20 degree, divide by what? Tan 20 degree. So we can easily see what? This tan 20 goes with what? Tan 20. Then what? We are now going to be left. So we are going to be having AC is equal to 10 meter all over tan 20 degree. So from here now, okay, what is tan 20? So we are going to, okay, AC is equal to what? 10 meter all over tan 20 is what? 0.3640. This is 10 meter. So from here now, they will now have, okay, AC is equal to, okay, divide by 10 meter divided by 0.3640. We are going to have what? We are having 27.47 meter. So now that is what? At this point here, we are having what? We are having 27.47 meter. Now, if you're bringing now this one, the angle of depression here, this side is still 27.47. If you are taking this as angle of elevation, it is still what? 27.47. So now, from here, we can easily what? We can easily find our value of x, because the question says that what? That we should find the height, that what? The height of the tree. So from here now, we are going to what? Be taking this, which is, this is our reference angle, which is what? 40 degree, and then this is our adjacent, this is our opposite. So we are having what? Okay, opposite all over adjacent is equal to what? Tan theta. So from what we have here, our opposite is x. That means we are going to do what? Okay, x all over. Now, our adjacent here is what? 27.47. So we're having 27.47 meter, which is equal to tan 40 degree. So from here now, we cross multiply, which we can what? Okay, all over 1. And if we are cross multiply now, so okay, this goes with this, which is the same thing as what? 27.47 meter times tan 40 degree, which is equal to what? X, because x times 1 is what? Is still x. So from here now look at it. Okay, first of all, you now find, okay, what is tan 40? So now from here now see, okay, we are having 27.47 meter times, okay, tan 40 now, we are going to have what? We are having 0.8391 equal to x. From here, we can just simply what? Multiply it, and then what? If you're multiplying it now, we should be having what? We should be having This multiplied by this, we are having 23.05 meter is equal to x. Therefore, x is equal to 23.05 meter. Now, this is what the value of x. So you can simply what this is 23.05 meter. We are asked what? Find the height. So now, for us to find the height, that means in this case now, what you're going to do is what? This plus this will be able to what? Give you the height of the tree. So we now say, okay, therefore, the height is equal to what? We now open bracket. This is what? That's 10 meter plus x should be able to what? Give us the height. But in this case now, we now say, okay, height is equal to what? We have 10 meter, and then what? Instead of us writing this x now, we have already gotten the value of what? X as 23.05. So we now have what? This is 10 meter plus 23.05 meter. So if we now add it, we should be having what? H is equal to, now 10 meter plus 23.05 meter, you should be having what? You should be having 33.05 meter. That means what? This is the height of what? The tree. That's what? The whole of this from what? Point T to B. And then the big question says what? That the distance between what? The man and the tree. The distance are what? Between the man and the tree. So now the second question says what? The distance between what? The man and the tree. So now, okay, now this is where the man is. From the beginning we said that this is our what? This is where our observer stands, and then what? This is the distance between this point to what? This is where the tree is. So which is what? AC. But then if you look at this clearly, we have already solved AC earlier. In which what? We arrived at what? 27.47 meter. So you can just say what? Okay, the B part of it now. The B part of this, you now say, okay, therefore, AC is equal to what? 27.47 meter, because what? We have already solved it earlier. I hope this is clear. And I think with this, there are going to be some exercises that I'm going to, we are going to write them down so that you'll be able to solve them and then possibly submit them.